I wanted to give you guys an update. This is the list that I put together last night of everything I needed. I got the air filters, I got the coils. Well, I ordered the air filters and coils. I ordered the wire, the inline fuse, and the battery. So all I have left is side badges, which are cosmetic. That's way down the road. Front fork seals, breather hose, and rear brake hose, which again, these two I can get at the auto parts store, so I'll probably stop on my way home tomorrow and get that. Just to give you an idea of how much money I've put into this bike so far, it's not really a whole lot. The new coils for both of them, $74, and they're coming from England, so they should get here around July 19th to the 23rd, somewhere through there. Air filters, same thing, coming from England, $50 for both of them, July 17th to the 22nd. The battery, $48, and the inline fuse and the 12 gauge wire were $20 total, and I'm gonna get that today thanks to Amazon Prime. So today I spent $192 ordering stuff. Previously I had spent $75 on fluids, but that included things like, you know, new can of PB Blaster and a new can of paint that I didn't even need for this project. It was for the CM450, but I'm just going to go ahead and round it up to $75. So total, $267 I've spent on this motorcycle. And with that, I should be able to get it to run. So $267 and probably, I don't know, 40 hours of labor so far. I should be able to get it to run. The next thing I want to show you is the carbs that I'm about to put on and the airbox. So give me 1 second. Alright, here they are. There's the carbs. You can see I've got the hose put back in between them. They're ready to be put onto the bike. All the top pieces have been cleaned for the throttle needle. I don't know if you remember, but this throttle needle had a lot of rust on it. Cleaned that all up. Can't even tell. I just used some 1000 grit sandpaper. So that's all good to go, and we're going to be installing the carbs here. One issue I may have are these boot seals that go to the engine. There's a little bit of cracking in them. I don't think it's too bad. It's not going all the way through, so eventually those will need to be replaced, but for right now I'm just going to deal with it. I'm not going to replace them yet. This one's the same way. It's cracked a little bit more, but it's not all the way through, so I think it should be sealing up as long as I get the clamp in the right area. And that's pretty easy to do. You can see where they go. So that's that. And those will be getting put on today. And let me show you something about the airbox. Give me 1 minute. This is the airbox that's going to be holding the air filters right here. The air filters sit down in here, and this cover goes up over top of them, right, like that. One issue I'm having right now is that this gasket, it's just foam, is really deteriorated, and I guess it will probably still work, but it's just, here, let me turn the light on. I'm guessing it'll still work, but it just looks really bad. So what I've got is, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I've got some foam here, and it looks like it's about the same thickness. Matter of fact, it's almost exactly the same thickness. So I'm just going to try to use that for now. I tried to find these online and I couldn't. They're just nowhere to be found. Even in the parts catalog I have, it doesn't show these parts. So that's a problem. But I think this should do it pretty well. I'm not going to worry about it too much. It's just an air seal, and it should seal it up just fine. That's what this is all for. So I shouldn't have a problem with that. This part here goes on the inside of this, like this, right? Like that. And then the cartwheel, like that. And then the carburetor sits in here, and then this piece covers the rest of it, right? And then the carb sits right in there. So this is easy to fix. This part I'm not sure about. I only have one. I'm supposed to have two. What I'm going to do is I'm going to text Gary a picture of this and see if he has one laying around his garage somewhere that he forgot to give me. He did give me a box full of stuff, so I'm going to go through it just to make sure it's not in there. I don't think it is. I don't remember seeing it, but I need another one of these or fashion something to do the same job. I have some black door trim. It's not rubbery like this, you know, it's kind of hard, but it may function, you know, it may serve the same purpose. So I might try it. Not quite sure yet, but that's the airbox. It's ready to be put back together, except for this one little piece here that I can't find. And I'm going to be putting that on today too. So the carburetors are all going back on the bike today. The tray is painted. I'll show you that in a second. Give me 1 minute. Okay, and there's the tray all painted up. I got to do a little bit of touch up on it. I let it sit out overnight, and I shouldn't have. And I let it sit on this edge, so it pulled the paint off of it. So I'm going to have to reprimer that real quick and then repaint that edge, and we should be good to go. The coils sit down inside of here, and the wires come up through these two little sockets. And I'm assuming there used to be a toolkit that sat down inside of here. In the catalog there's a toolkit, and it looked like it. I'm sure that's probably where it sat. So yeah, so this is painted and ready to be put back on. I've got, like I said, I've ordered the wiring, so by the end of tonight I should be completely done with wiring, and the bike should be all put back together. The only thing I'll be waiting on are the coils and the air filters, and I should be able to try to kick her over. So like I said, I went ahead and got a battery too. So next I'm gonna go through this box right over here that Gary gave me. It's got some parts in it. Those are new plugs obviously, but there's some other stuff in here too, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull those out and let you guys see what it gave me. Maybe I find the parts I need that I just, you know, didn't know I needed. So give me a minute. I'm gonna clean up this area and I'll show you that. All right, there's the box. Let's see what we got. We know we definitely got, looks like brand new plugs, which I've already ordered. So, oh, these aren't new. They're just plugs. They look good. There's nothing wrong with them, so I'm not going to throw them away or anything. We'll keep those. Make sure this one's the same. Yeah, it's already used. All right, that's fine. No big deal. Like I said, I've already got new ones, so good to go with that. What's this box? It says ignition base. Ignition base. I don't know exactly what that is, so let's find out. Looks like he's got arrows pointing to a part number here, 39784. So let's find out what this is real quick, because I'm curious. Ah, it's a new ignition. Okay. So if the ignition ever goes out, I know I've got a new one. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that's that. Let's get back in this way so I don't lose it. And I'll tape that back up later so it doesn't get messed up. Let's see what else we got here. Brake parts. This looks like it's for master cylinder. Okay. Oh, rebuild kit for the master cylinder. Yep, rebuild kit for the master cylinder. Perfect. I need one of those. One less thing I have to buy. Thank you, Gary. Okay, perfect. I'm going to set that off to the side because I'm going to use that. That one goes with me. What else we got here? We got some disc pads. Oh, this might be brake pads, which I need also. So yeah, good. They look used, but you know, I'm not worried about that. If they're used, they're used. I mean, even if the ones that are on it are used, but they look like that, I'll still keep them. Just not going to use it right now or anything, so I'll set it out of the way. And this is the same, probably for the rear, I'm guessing. Oh no, these are brand new. Look at that. Yes. With cotter pins and everything. So brand new brakes. I'm assuming that's for the front. Most likely. So good, a brand new set. So yep, putting those over here. This is the choke bar that goes in between the carburetors. You can see this hole's a little bit elongated. That means it goes on the right side carburetor. This one is your left side, so where the thumb, the lever is for the choke. And the reason that this one's elongated is so that when you pull it, it grabs it and opens the choke. But when you set it back down, it doesn't force this. It doesn't force this one to meet this one. It allows this one to sit where it wants to sit, and that's why that's bar's elongated. The one on the motorcycle is the same thing, so this is just a spare. We'll go ahead and keep it, because you never know. Next, ignition key and tumbler, shift rubber. Okay. So I'm assuming we know exactly what that is. Yeah. New key and cylinder. Perfect. I might need that. I might want that. That I definitely will use. That's perfect, because the one that's on it, let me show you real quick. Turn my light around so you can see it. The one that's on it, it broke in two, so I just taped it up temporarily, and I was going to have to buy a new one. But guess what? I don't need to buy a new one. Gary has one. Perfect. One less thing to buy, putting that over on this pile. That's perfect. Alright, and so ignition key, I don't know, I might play with that later, not right now. Right now I have a key in ignition, so it's working. So I'm going to set that to the side. I'll just remember that I have that. And what's this? Front caliper rebuild 2 kit. I'm assuming that's the front brake caliper. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, it's a bunch of seals. Gaskets and seals for the front brake, which is great. What is this? Oh, receipt. Yep, a receipt. So for the O-ring and seal set, he paid a total of $35 for this. Back in, it's got a date on it. 1993, looks like. Nope, 91. July 12th, 91. So, while ago. But yeah, okay, so we knew he was at least working on the bike. That's good. I'll use those too. We're going to sit right over here with these pads. So there we go. I've got a little pile of stuff over there that's brand new that I get to put on the motorcycle, and I don't have to buy. But the motorcycle did need them, so there we go. I'm happy about that. I'll put everything else back in this box so it doesn't get lost. And we are good. So yeah, just wanted to show you guys all that. Put that back in that box. This all is going to be used and put on the motorcycle at some point. Not now. I want to get it running first, and then I can do all that. So good deal. Just want to make sure you guys saw that. So now I'm going to go ahead and proceed with putting the bike back together, and I'll talk at you later. Why are you not stopping?